With Revit 2019, we received view tabs. People were really excited about this feature. The problem is, I don't know which tab belongs to which project or how many projects I have open for that matter. So what we're going to do is take a look at a Revit add-in that we have worked on to fix this problem. So in Revit 2020, I have my add-in installed. This add-in works for 2019 and 2020, called Color Code View Tabs from Parallax team. So what we can do is, as we're working in a Revit file, we'll see that views that share the same file are now colored to match each other. So now we can really easily see that this countertop with sinkhole, I have 3 views open for that project. As I open other views, we'll see that this carries through for all of the files that I have open. In addition to this, we can actually modify this and customize this feature a little bit. So as you'll notice, as I open views, they kind of tile to the backside of Revit, which isn't the funnest thing in the world. So if we navigate to the Parallax tab, color code configuration, we can actually turn on auto sorting. So now what this does is it will actually group the views by the file that they're in. So if I go ahead and jump back to these gray views, which is a countertop with sinkhole, and open some additional views, we'll see that they're tiling together now. So that way I can use them all. And we'll open a few more. These are all now grouped together, and we can work kind of how we want. The same goes for this orange file. If I were to open more views, they will tile along with this file as well. Let's say you hate this color gray that I have in here. You really don't like it. You could come in and change that color on the fly with a little piece of UI that we've added to the tab. So if you click on that, you can actually come in and do some really cool stuff. In addition to these pieces of functionality that we have added, we have a few different color scheme options. So as you may have noticed, we have a drop-down menu inside of this dialog. Inside of this drop-down, we have 5 color schemes. The first one is customizable. You can customize it either through the UI with this little icon, or an INI that's stored in your app data location along with your other Revit add-ins. In addition to this, we have 3 schemes that are designed for color blindness. So there's several different types of color blindness based on what color you have trouble seeing. We have 3 schemes that seem to encompass the needs for those kind of various conditions. We actually had that request come up when we started previewing this functionality a few months ago. So we added it to the plugin. In addition to these other schemes, we do have an out-of-the-box white kind of plain color scheme. So the question also came up, what if you want to go back? So you're showing a presentation and you want to show Revit but not have pink and red and green everywhere. There is an option for that, and you can still toggle or untoggle the sorting. For now, we'll jump back to my color coding, and then we'll kind of see how this works. As we open views and close views, the UI will just remain as responsive as it was before. If we were to peel away views, the ones that are docked will color code. At this time, we won't color code this, but once you redock it, it will pull its color back as well. As you're working, it's very seamless. You can keep on adding more files. So if I were to open a few more Revit families, we'll see that some other colors are assigned as well. So let's go ahead and close some inactive, and we'll see that I have, at this point, 7 unique colors really going. If at any point you run into a color that appears to have been used and it's slightly different, you can definitely come in and just switch that out for another one. It's very customizable. If you change your mind at some point, you can and change those colors. In addition to being able to adjust them in the UI, these options are then serialized in the INI file that is in your app data location, as I mentioned. And this location will be included with the installer, but it's just an INI file that we can edit with Notepad and see that we're just storing some values. So by default, I'm on option 1, so that'll be the option that I load up next time I load Revit. If I were to change this, it would write that to this as well. And then here's the 8 options that I already have inside of the file. When I close Revit, I will actually see this file update. So let's go ahead and do that. So once Revit's closed, it'll tell me that this text file's changed. If I click yes, I'll see that my custom values have updated. So now those have been serialized into my file. If I wanted to change these right now, I definitely could. That way next time I open Revit, it'll just work. You're able to use as many colors as you want. So if you open 50 files at once, you can have 50 colors in here if you would like. And these are done by the hex value of the color. So there it is. Something that we feel like Revit should have had. We went ahead and added it. If you're interested, feel free to reach out and we'll keep the discussion going. Thanks.